Australia's new Prime Minister is having his first Monday in the job, and given what the latest poll has said about the likelihood of the Liberals being re-elected, there may not be that many of them. In short, did Peter Dutton and his coup make things worse rather than better for the party, which must now be feeling somewhat nostalgic about Malcolm Turnbull? Gareth Hutchens is a political correspondent for The Guardian in Australia, and I asked him if Scott Morrison will make the Liberals more palatable, more electable.
No, not at all. I don't know if you've seen the news poll that came out today.
Yep.
Where they have absolutely tanked. And we've still got people like Tony Abbott and some of his favourite radio shock jocks saying, well, this is a good thing because the only direction from here is up. But it's not what Australians want. We're all sick of it. Everything is pointing in the direction of them getting smashed at the election.
And that's with Bill Shorten as leader of the Labor Party, and implicitly that's rude of me. But Shorten is not a strikingly attractive candidate, is he?
No, he's not a very likeable figure in the eyes of voters. He hasn't been preferred PM for a number of polls, like more than 30, more than 40. He is preferred PM now, however, because people are just sick of it. Now, in Australia, a lot of people see him as a former union guy. So if you're not a fan of unions, you might be a bit suspicious there. I don't know. He's really hard to take when he comes across a TV screen. But behind closed doors, he's really personable, and he does have a lot of support inside the Labor Party. So, see how he goes.
And so the Liberals look, They look, well, Dutton looked opportunistic, and not, if you're going to be opportunistic in politics, you've got to win, right? So that was a disaster on every level. They look divided. They still have Abbott there, who is just doing immense damage. And it struck me that Morrison could have and perhaps should have taken more risks with his cabinet.
Well, he's facing the same problems as Turnbull faced, in that the party itself is bitterly divided between the Conservatives and the moderates. Morrison himself has shifted from the moderates more towards the Conservatives. He may have an opportunity and the ability to bridge the gap, but we're already hearing noises from Abbott and a couple of the other Conservatives that this new ministry isn't good enough. Abbott isn't happy with the role he's been offered. The problems haven't gone away.
Gareth, I'm asking you to read his mind effectively, and I don't think that's possible. But what is Abbott's end game? What does a win look like for him? What's he playing at?
Oh, God. Okay, well, I would not want to put words in his mouth, but this is just from my own observations. I think he would be very happy to see... Well, he'd want to see the coalition win at the election, right? But if the coalition lost, then perhaps he could take the leadership back, and then he could start to remould the Liberal Party in his own image. He has this constant battle with climate science and the attempt by various countries to put a price on carbon and to shift our energy systems into the future. He for some reason, he just does not buy it. He doesn't like it. He will do everything he can to stop it. So if he can get in charge of the Liberal Party and keep their culture running along Conservative lines rather than moderate lines, he'd be very happy with that.
Which, if it's true, if that's his long game, if that's really what he's thinking, is extraordinarily cynical.
Well, yeah, he's a hard one to figure out. I don't understand how you can call yourself a conservative and yet be kicking and screaming when it comes to trying to repurpose a country's energy system so that it can deal with changes in climate. You would think that would be a conservative position. You would also think that a conservative position would be looking after the environment proper, because without an environment, you don't have an economy. But that's why I'm constantly baffled by some of the positions he comes up with.
Gareth Hutchens, who's a political correspondent for The Guardian in Australia, was talking about Tony Abbott at the end there.